fire what you're saying.
Yes, sir. Give thanks to life back, you know, going up.
Serious thing. We are here again, Ballhead and the Dread. Give thanks for everyone tuning in. We give thanks, that is, for everyone tuning in from those times to now. I have to remind the people, if you get free time, make sure you check us out, ineverknewtv.com. We got a lot of stuff coming, so make sure you stay tuned. Also, Fire has a documentary out there circulating. Fire, let them know what's going on that side.
Yes, I cure my pain marijuana documentary, you know, exploring the thoughts that they get to use them and why them used to use the plants over a couple of decades, you know. So very interesting. You can check it out.
Also, do remember every Sunday, I Never Knew Radio with yours truly. We are spinning roots rock reggae music on WLOI.org from 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Far right, what we're reasoning about today.
Well, then I pre something we will see happen years upon years where successful people don't really give good advice. I really want to explore why is that the case for you? Because normally the things say are the opposite, but then when you really understand the whole power structure, it really makes sense. You see me, I say, because so them are going to maintain the power structure. So I'm digging it.
Serious thing, and we want to be clear when we talk about success. We're touching both sides. We're talking about the capitalistic view of success in regards to generating money, and just success in regards to achieving a favorable and desired outcome. That's a standard definition for success in the dictionary, right? Far out kickstarted because I can speak about experiencing with others and experiences with myself, because I've had to personally change the way I provide advice. But before I get to that, I want to speak about my personal experiences about people who are highly successful and what I noticed about their perception. People who are highly successful, not just economically now, I just want to be clear, but people who achieve intended goal at a high degree, they tend to project their abilities, their work ethic, and their grit on other people. And I think that's the biggest flaw in regards to the advice that they give, right? We have to add a couple other things. We have to add timing, right? Some people just on good timing, whether you want to say it's spiritual or it's just random. Some right place at right time is a serious thing with things working out.
Some call it luck.
Some call it luck, right? Not for real, because you can have the greatest idea, you can work till you turn blue, but if the timing is off and things aren't aligned, it's not just going to work out. Lineage plays a great role too, right? And lineage is a tricky thing. Now, a lot of people think because if you grew up in an impoverished area, you grew up in an abusive area, it's like a checkoff. That's not necessarily the case, because you have bloodline from previous generations that run in you, and it may not impact you like it impacts other people. I think when we talk about bloodline and or we want to talk about relatives or background, we focus too much on the parent, and we disregard the grandparent or the great-grandparent and move it down the line. And if a lot of people tapped into that, because it's still there, that energy is still there, that greatness is still there, but too many times we focus on just the parent, and maybe the parent may not have certain traits, or may not be the most progressive person, but there's some progression in it, and it is in the blood, so, but I wanted to say, back to the personal experiences, that yes, people tend to really project their habits, their characteristics, their view of life on other people. Because if you talk to a successful person, they don't understand why other people are struggling in certain things. They can't fathom it. They just generally, if you fire, they can't understand, right? So a person that wakes up at 4 a.m, he can't understand why the next person not waking up at 4 a.m. Now, understanding that's a unique thing for them. If a person works on something every day for an hour, they can't process why another person doesn't have that ability to do so. And a lot of times the advice that they give is biased based on what they're able to do, what they were able to accomplish, and also the resources that they have. That's why I'm totally against all these online courses and all these other things, because if I tell you right now, become a billionaire in real estate, there's a lot of things that or resources or experience I've had that led to me to be in that position versus another person who doesn't have those resources or those experiences, so they won't have the same outcome. And they're trying to get the same outcome without the proper ingredients. I think that's the best analogy to have it in a sense, right? I have the ingredients to make Coca-Cola. You don't have the ingredients to make Coca-Cola, but I'm pressuring you because I'm pressuring you and criticizing you because you're unable to make Coca-Cola.
Like, a fox there talk to them because when we really realize that most people who quote unquote successful, them always have this, whenever them in the advice mode, them always have this one size fits all business. And I understand the life now really work out for this one size fits all thing. Everybody abilities to, like, you see, every most people are realistic, you know, and when we say most people are realistic, it always sounds like it come from the person who is not supposedly successful. But then the realism tend to be so far-fetched from people who are successful too, because when I understand that. Can you see this thing where I'm gonna judge it internally based off a theme standard, not for overlooking nothing at all to overlook for you, because I'm gonna overstand say, all right, like me and myself, I use myself as an example. As a youth, I grew up in the garrison. We have one heap of friends where we swing towards the outlaw way. But we did firm enough to know say, yo, we're not supposed to draw the way there. Or even if we draw the way there, we're not going too deep. But then, me, you know, can't go just jump up and say, oh, them youth, they should have known better because me growing at the ghetto too and me never do the same thing. But me now realize, watch this now, me did have a mother and father. Me did have a mother and father, me living in the same household with a mother and father. That alone is enough for me not go towards them length, while on the other end, them only live with, some most of them only live with a mother, and by living with a mother, the mother can control them to certain levels. And then on top of that, now we're not putting other factors, the mother for work. So I'm to when them there by themselves alone, and then the influence of a next man who them see as a supposed father figure start rub them the wrong way. So we left out all of the details then, and I sum it up towards, okay, if me do it, then them can do it too. But why them can't do it the way they?
Now, Far, that's a serious thing, and I gave you an example, but I want to speak about myself like you did. And I was guilty of that, and I have to admit, because I used to say, "Oh, why this and that?" But as I became, that is, more understanding of people, right, and understanding how experiences impact people different and play a role in the outcome. And I want to be clear, though, I'm not making excuses for people, right? So I just want to be clear. It's not a thing because certain things not there. It's whatever with your life. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I love the clarification there.
But I was guilty of that, to say, yo, why such and such. But it's like, as you said, man, there are a lot of things that, yeah, we didn't grow up with a silver spoon, but there's a lot of things that played a role in our outcome, you know, that other people didn't have. Certain stabilities. You know, I didn't move a lot when I was a kid. I moved somewhat, but I wasn't moving like some people move every day and move. You know what I'm saying? Some people move out every 6 months. They move, and every year they move, and like those things. Certain sexual abuse and all these things. These are things I didn't experience. So obviously those play a factor in people's capabilities as they move forward with their lives. Right now, even though the advice that they give is distorted to a certain extent, you need to listen to some people with a certain level of discernment, though, right? So I just want to be clear: we're not totally telling you to disregard, because there is something there that they're doing that you can adopt. First thing, we spoke about this earlier. The first thing you need to do is don't approach these people with a red-eye vibe, with a grudgeful vibe, with a jealous vibe. So put that out the window. If someone's out there doing their thing, obviously something's going right. Obviously they know something. Sit back, observe, and see what you can adopt. Now, another thing people run into, you're not trying to meet their level of success. I think that's where most people run into a play, like you're trying to match their level of success. That's not the thing. What you're trying to do is observe the practices that they have, apply it to yourself, and just try to improve yourself and kind of create your own level of success. It's tricky with this creating your own level of success because people like lying to themselves. So it's like, say this the floor, and I'll say the level of success is right here. I'm not saying that. At the same token, I'm not saying, oh, everything out the sky and you go way out the sky. But you have to find a realistic thing that you can do, you know? So, you know, if you're at A, I think it's realistic to try to get to B. I think it's unrealistic to try to jump to G. And I think that's where most people run into the problem. I think we should focus. If we're at A, regardless of what we're doing across universally, we should try to get to B and figure out, look at people who was at C, D, E, F, and figure out what they're doing and try to mimic those skills to get to B. But we can't, it's not a copy and paste. I can tell you what I did in my life, but you necessarily can't replicate it because there's so many different things. And from a spiritual aspect, it may be a thing there for a particular person. That's their journey. It don't have nothing to do with you. You know, so that's why a person really got to look at themselves and figure out like what is their journey and what's there for them.
And that's why stress when time people who successful and get advice with a stress, excuse me, stress for them I give advice from a practical standpoint more than a theoretical standpoint. Because I think everybody gets so caught up in the theory. Both the man is successful and the people who have aspiration to be successful are the people who want to be identified as successful but not put in the work. You then get so caught up in the theory that it almost sickening to us to a degree. I mean use the word sickening because certain levels. If there is no practicality where you are sure once you go through, that means that the trials and the tribulations, then you make it seem like trials and tribulation are non-existent. And then, yeah, they try in any farmer rising, any farmer person becoming successful, they have to have trials and tribulations. So what are your trials and tribulations? If you show your trials and tribulations right off the top, it make every single thing more realistic. And then from a practical standpoint now, people can more understand it to see how them can internalize that towards for themselves and even take 1 and 2 traits out that more than a theoretical sense. Okay, do these set things. Now once you do these set things, you'll become successful. Now it's almost like you sell people a dream. You sell people a dream based on which part you're there in a life. And that is not the case because there's no person who reached to a successful heights by just moving up the ladder, like with this one step, and then you take this one step and you reach another position. You have a natural progression. So you see more here to the side of practicality and left out the whole theoretical aspect. The advice from a successful standpoint have more impact and people can really dwell with that in itself now to actually take on them type of movements, you know?
But I just want to add, right, the static, I believe that's the proper term they use in the in the formal, or the static growth. I'm not sure if I'm using that properly, but this process, right? It comes from school. So they give us a process for a 9 to 5, right? In regards to the storytelling, I notice with successful people, they're usually selling a product because the individual story from a successful people in private is totally different from the public story of a successful person. The public story has to be an engaging story that doesn't really, it's either they have some extreme setback, like some crazy thing, like they lose a limb or, you know what I'm saying, homeless. Everybody was homeless at some point. People like hearing that. But they don't really break down the struggles of the actual thing that they're doing. They just go a life thing. Now, if you meet a successful person in private now, they'll tell you that the journey didn't go like this. It went like this. Then they took them back. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that type of vibe. But we just have to be cognitive of that in regards to where you're getting the story from. I do recommend, though, that I don't care what you're doing, Fire. I don't care if you're playing trees, whatever craft you're in, whatever industry you're in, speak to someone, reach out to someone in your area, in your local area, find a person who's extremely successful at. I guarantee you, if you reach out to at least 5 people, somebody gonna talk to you. Real successful people, some of the most humblest people, and they love to share their information because nobody asks them. They're usually putting out fires and doing this, but no one really asks them about like how they got there, and they really like sharing that information. I think that's the way to go instead of like, you might find yourself a mentor. I think that's the more progressive way to go instead of, and I'm not trying to knock, I'm not fighting against these salespersons of these programs, but they don't have a high success rate. And I think people who have a high success rate actually have a mentor. And instead of paying for a mentor, I think you just link up with a person and get information, or if you're close enough, you can observe that is, behaviors and modify your criteria for success. Stop copying and pasting other people's criteria for success. Every person should have their own criteria for success. What's successful if Autarchii is successful at something, I can't say I want to be at Autarchii's level. I want to be at the best level I can be. Because once I get to Autarchii level now, I'm in an unhealthy space because I don't know what Autarchii is doing. I mean, I have the same talents as Autarchii. I mean, I have the same work ethic as Autarchii. All I could do is maximize the stuff I have going inside of me. And I'm telling you, stop trying to go from A to G. You got to go from A to B. And when you settle at B, get to C. Tired of people with this fight. They at $2 in their bank account and they giving people advice about being a billionaire and all that. Why don't we just try to get some money in our bank account and get our credit together and build from there? Not saying you can't have certain aspirations, but in regards to the strategy of getting to those aspirations are totally flawed because we're skipping all the steps to build up. I've yet to see no plant. I ain't yet to see no seed just bust out and go straight. No, it's a process. It's a process, and that's where we're missing out on life is the whole part. That's what we're missing with this generation. Social media, TV, everybody weeding out the process. And the people who really getting it out here, they just grinding every day. They deal with all the setbacks. They deal with all the criticisms. They deal with all the letdowns, and they bounce back every day, and they continue to work. And everybody else, they talking or they posting. That's just the facts. You know, so we recommend be very cognitive of experts giving advice. As I said before, not to say you can't listen to them, but you have to listen to them at a certain level. Because remember, they're disconnected at a certain level. Once you're on your grind, you kind of get disconnected from people. Because I've experienced that. Because if you just really think about it, like, it's a handful of people I talk to. I'm around my family and I'm working. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not around a certain type of person. When I was teaching now, yes, I was around the general public, but I'm not really around the general public. So I have a distorted view of the world to the sense because the people I'm around are high-performing people. Because who I really interact with like that, if you think about it, if you did work and do your thing, who you interact, yeah, you hail up somebody like this, but really chilling and interacting, I really just around super progressive people. And I have to remind myself that's not the true reflection of the world. Because just like my view of the world is distorted, a next person that's in a toxic environment where people aren't doing anything, their view is distorted. Because they would believe no one's doing anything and no one's capable of doing anything. I'm in an environment where a lot of people are doing things and I feel things could get done. You know, so the whole environment vibe. But we just warning people, man, really, be careful how you take this advice. And also the sub message, I guess, would be really create your own criteria for success. Farah, have you ever found yourself, I've done it, right? And it's a very frustrating act. At one point, my criteria for success was not mine. And even though I was achieving stuff, it was never enough because it was not mine. Have you experienced that far at all? Have you went down that dark road?
Big time, but I feel like it's something we're stopping. I feel like the more successful you get, or the more you feel like you come towards the goals and you want to extend them goals to achieve more. I feel like you always have this disparity within your brain where that next level where you want to unlock is not necessarily yours, but it's more like a recycled thought or something where you say. So I feel like it's more you have to just always jog back to your conscious state and make sure so you're not be led by a form of illusion. So that's something when me see still happen to me, you know. But it's more like because I'm a conscious side, I think about the next step. And it's not me not see myself as being so reactive no more, but more of a proactive standpoint. I want things to be organized on the next level. And that's the next thing too. So the more you start achieving, you know, the more you have time for actually think out these moves. As it sounds weird, you know, because people might say if you start go to a higher level now, you gotta have less time. Yeah, you have less time generally speaking, but as it relates to formulating your plan and setting your plan on a different level, you have to always have time for put that together because you know the formula already. You know the basics of the formula at least. you can know how to add on upon that and make sure that things organized. So when it comes towards that, I feel like a something will always gonna happen to you, regardless of the environment, regardless of the mindset. As long as you're progressive, you always have this is because this influence is a wicked piece of thing, And influence can rub two ways. So you see, you will live your life vicariously through somebody and you not even know it. And then when you reach to a particular ceiling, you wonder why you reach the ceiling and you can't go above that. And then you start to overstand, say, when you start put the pieces together, you realize, say, four of my thoughts them did accurate, but the last piece of my thought are the one where me I try to live vicariously through somebody now, and you take off this now, and you tweak the formula a little bit, and you realize, everything start to work, because it's not that you can't have a thought of a next man, or where you see a next man doing it, but you always make that be an influence to you or something will motivate or inspire you, but you realize you can't replicate it, because if you want to think more success in our sense, if you don't want to come like a fingerprint, everybody have to do it for them own unique manner, for them own unique stance in order for it to work out the right way. We can't live through nobody else and then tell ourselves we're successful, because the man would make $1 million over this, but guess what him do for make $1 million? You know, so him do for make $1 million, Him go to sell him soul, Or to sell him soul, it means that him go against him whole core beliefs, while you know want to leave your whole core beliefs. Or either to say you gotta leave your whole core beliefs, you have the main assets, the main aspects of that belief intact, and then you start to tweak a couple things just so you can have the probably diplomatic stance there. And to carry out the success to the right level, you need to carry it out too. So a whole heap of different factors I feel like play into this too. And I just that with this whole success thing in a file, like it's one word where no matter how you want to see people define it, everybody always have them own thought process on the words. So you might ask 10 different people what is success, and 10 different people tell you 10 different things. And it's just based on how them view the world. And that's something when we get for overstand to, because even recently, a couple of years ago, I never really understand the world the way they know. So everybody think about success differently. Everybody have them own style. Everybody have them own timing too, which is the number one thing. And when we really start to understand that, it almost come like it want open up and unlock a gate for me as it relates to me rising up the ladder and try to better myself to and based upon what me define as success. You see me I say? Because I understand say if I want somebody to play the role in a movement, what I do, I can't expect that person to play the role, not because me think said them supposed to play the role, but them not make for play the role. Let's say in turn, you have to find out who are the right person, and it make you start to seek. And the more you start to seek out who can play a role in your thing now, you have to find like-minded people now, who you have to play a role in a fit them thing, and them have to play a role in your thing. And then it's like the whole cohesion have to start to form. Because enough people know understand say earth is really a cycle of the manner the way you can help somebody help you. And when we say help, we're not talking about just the finances, like everybody has a team board. We're talking about the right level of advice or the right level of ingredient to make the pot can bubble. And I didn't think the way I thought about.
That's a serious thing. And I should have said this earlier. I want to say it now. I should have said it earlier, but too many times when we think about success, we just get in this bubble of thinking about finance. Nobody not looking out against finances, need finances, right? But I think people need to think more about being successful as a person, like what type of person you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was younger, I saw myself as a certain type of person. And thankfully, I manifested into that. I still have much more work to do, but it's just like I want to be a certain type of person with certain principles, And I think too many times this success is just on this financial thing. Spiritually, I want to have a certain level of spiritual strength, a certain insight that I'm working towards. I've gotten much better and I'm making progress. There's more progress to make, but there's a level of success I want to get in those areas. And I think we need to focus on that more. We totally disregard success as a parent, success as a husband. You get what I'm saying? Like those are the things we need to everything is just on this money vibe. And what happens now when the success is just on the money, it deteriorates every other aspect of your life. Because all the focus is on what's needed to generate the money. And you know how energy works, right? Where the energy go, it's not going to be in other places. So I just want you to keep that in mind in regards to with the success. Don't just leave it to a financial vibe, because reality, some people won't be financially successful in this life. It's just the reality. It's the harsh reality, you know, depending on like what region you work in, things going on, but different areas of success. Like, don't let people define success for you. Hey, Farah, you got people who are successful, they don't know they're successful because they're not successful in our society and the capitalistic standard of success. You know, so it's just keep that in mind. Farah, I'm not sure if it's something else you wanted to add it.
More two things based poverty I say really quick. So one, they talk about the finance, and you delve deep into the finances again. You enough people not pretty from. You say economics are the basis of every single thing, and I say even finance, economics are the full basis of finance, you know, because remember say economics, you know, based off of two factors, supply and demand. So if you even not think about every success from a financial aspect, you have to fall in one of the category them, right? What are you supplying and what are you demanding? If you can make a list of your supply and demand, that's a which part you can start rise up on a financial level. But most people not even made to think on a level yet, but you yet still want to dwell upon finance. How you go dwell upon? It's almost like a man that dwell upon a house, but indeed overstands the house of a foundation. You must overstand the foundation of the house before him even can build up nothing else. So if there's a supply and demand, what are you supplying? Are you supplying a particular talent now where people can demand, and in turn then people start demand that now? That is how the finances come in. Because remember, you know, if you don't have a product or you don't have a service, which is the basic economics, then there is nothing for people to demand. And then if you check it on the other side, there is, as long as people exist on earth, there will always be demand, because people have needs, people have wants. So it's sometimes I just take a simple thing that we will bypass, you know, it make we start feel even more, you know, because a man I gotta tell us, all right, yeah man, everything is financial for him and he wants to success on the levels there, but he never even overstand say, bro, you know, so upon a real, me not have a talent or me not have a skill where people are going want right now. So if you did even start to deal with the foundation and start to work on the talent and skill they know, then people have obviously demand have come in, and then this demand is a thing where based on a particular slope. What the slope where you want the demand to go by as time progress or as time project. Oh, you see the slope there. Is it an upward slope? Is it a downward slope? Is it something where it remain flat? You see me I say, so some look at basic things. I mean, I say it and it might sound like a something too deep or not, but it's not really deep for you. Just literal, it's very simple for you. Just think about it. You're hungry, you want food. So yeah, that is a demand. You see, the way I go get food from, you don't plant, starting to mean say somebody have to supply it. What supply it? The supermarket. So it's just so basic for you that when it boils down to the full structure, which part you fall in as? So you are the person now who are demanding the supermarket, are the people them who are supply the thing them where you are demand right after the top of the supermarket, sure the money because you hungry and you have to go get food. The supermarket, I forgot make the money off for you. So basic life is, while if you have a thing now, you know you can flip the script. And there's always demand and supply always intertwine, and it meet at the point to them call it equilibrium, which is know so go beyond the basic scope now and it start extend. But let's show them from the foundation. And then for the next part of the thing now, they I mention something about people up knowing what them want. But you know, so when I start for overstand for you, as life go by, I mean, to make this sound away, but having vision is a skill, and is like a superpower in this day and age. And everybody have vision for you, and everybody have a get the vision there. It's just a reality. It's just a reality. It's really just a reality for you. So we talk about even success. You know how to be successful in any particular field. If you say you want to be a good father or a good parent, you need to have a vision for how you want to raise a youth. If you want to be a good student, you need to have a vision how you want to attack passing the test them in the class. The little basics there. You want to cook a pot, you need to vision how you want the pot done, because you have a need to know what ingredient have in the particular pot there. So this is like a basic thing that we use. You know, so you want to be clean, you need to vision how you have to be and what kind of clothes you have to put on. Because I can break down the thing to them on a simple levels in a fire. Sometimes I success the way they, you know. Because remember, say everybody have a farm of success with them not overstand, you know. Like a youth out the street when I have no success on a financial level or not have no success on a societal level. Them have success in dressing clean. You see, because that's the aim. A man aim for dress clean, you know, so him put success, him have success in it, and they know, say, after him done beard, and him put on them clothes, and when them clothes are match and them clothes are coordinate, him spray on something will smell nice because of the next step that to forward, him put on a roll on. So it's always the same way, a same process that, you know, but sometimes I just always pre the process. So enough man overstand, say, it's not everybody really have the full vision to make things on a certain level. Everybody have a vision on a basic plane of what them want to do. But in regards to the concept of success, vision to me right now, we was the unrealistic and say, yo, but yeah, everybody can strive and reach on a level, but in order for that, and every man have vision. Some man just live life and I really have the vision to the full levels. And at this point, me just come to the reality, say, I just say it's it, because me not gonna be idealistic about that, and it's not like me I put down humanity, but me I try to say it just levels to the thing certain way, and from a personal vision, you have to know, say, bless them soul, and I have to pray that as a superpower, and at this day and age, if anytime when it comes to the concept of success.
No, reality, Miss Farai. And that tying into what we were speaking about off here, one of the days when we were talking about ability, the cognitive ability of people. You know, some people have the ability to think and break down ideas, and some don't. So it's actually unfair for the person who doesn't to ask him to accomplish stuff that he doesn't have the skill to actually do mentally. You know, so now we give thanks for the word sound. We give thanks for everyone tuning in. Hopefully someone learns something. Hopefully you learn something that you can apply. Hopefully it change your perspective. Hopefully it ease some pressure. I know a lot of people struggle with the success thing. They put themselves under a lot of pressure. They feel like they don't achieve. And for those who haven't been striving, hopefully you have the courage to strive and adopt, stop hate. Listen, stop the red eye. Fire I heard Beanie Man got a tune say, what you say? Bad mind is a disease, right? And it seemed like it's running rampant because the amount of time people spend with all this mix up. If you just spent a quarter of that time analyzing someone who's successful and figure out how you can adopt some of those behaviors, you'd be in a better position if you wanted to be. That's why I said, you know, if you, maybe your gift is being grateful. Maybe that is your calling, you know, and you master that. So.
Yeah, that's why so much empire always a war. I remember say, man, always, as long as Earth exists, now it's a reality where sometimes I feel like we're not get. Even we not get it neither to empire. That's true. Yeah. We have a good. There's good and there's evil in the earth. See, and every empire will rise. There's always an army to try to come to invade that empire, regardless of the goods that empire do. Why is that? And that's we need to ask yourself the question. You see me, I say.
True, serious thing. And we just give thanks for all the support. Truly thankful. If you get free time, make sure you check us out, ineverthinktv.com. Farai, tell them about the documentary.
Yes, I will say Cure My Pain marijuana documentary out now. You get to see the whole ghetto economics as it relates to marijuana, how the youth them interact with marijuana, youth way are gangsters, and also youth where just regular youth they're on the whole concept of the ghetto and a smoke herb. So you can check it out and formulate your own thought. We're not pushing a thought upon you, but we just share the information so you can see it, you know.
Serious thing. And if you get free time, if you want to hear some roots rock reggae music, we are spinning INW Radio, WLOI.org every Sunday, 9 to 11 a.m., Wednesdays, 8 to 10, Thursdays, 10 to noon.